everyone, we have a super exciting stream today, but before I get into it, let's do the usual intros so you know who we are and so you know what we're going to do. It's going to be super exciting because we might actually use this tomorrow in our community call, but I want to get back to that in a moment. We have the awesome Nick with us, joining us again. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Please give yourself an intro, let us know what you do, and I want to share some links in the chat about yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Nhcarrigan. I'm a developer at Free Code Camp, moderator in the GitHub community, and very passionate about building Discord bots. So I am very excited for this project.
So I'm so excited. We haven't created a repo, we haven't done anything, so there's going to be lots of green squares for all of you to get. This is going to be a prototype, so it means practically throwaway, but we can use it to prove the concepts of what we want. But before we get into it, we have some questions. So Krishna, prerequisites? None at all, just the right attitude to come and help us. We're going to learn with you, and we're just super excited to get your ideas and your feedback and to test it out with us. So do join our Discord if you haven't yet, because we will be testing it out in there live. And do follow Nick on GitHub. I've just dropped Nick's chat. Nick's GitHub link in the chat, and there's always a link in the description below as well. So what we're going to build, so we're going to do JavaScript and TypeScript. I think we're doing TypeScript today. Is that right, Nick?
Yes, please,
okay.
Let's do TypeScript. Discord JS you need TypeScript.
Okay, so we're going to be doing TypeScript today, which is very similar to JavaScript. So all of you, don't be scared. We will walk you through it, and we're going to be running this on Node. And yes, great to have you all here. So thank you so much, Arthavar, Jungshuk, and who else have we got? Krishna, Algorithms Coding, and Hitesh as well. Awesome to have you all here, and more will be joining us. So as they do ask us questions, if you do know the answer, don't forget to join in the conversation, not only with us, but also with other people in the chat. And it's still Hacktoberfest, so there's still time to make sure you get your PRs. Actually, how is everybody doing in their Hacktoberfest? Let us know in the chat. Have you completed Hacktoberfest? Are you now helping other people, or are you still trying to complete it yourself? Hey Emma, how you doing? Great to have you here as well. Super excited. So the plan for today is we want to make a bot that does speed networking. And what I mean by that is that last Saturday every month, or even other communities or other calls that we have, we all jump into an audio call on Discord, and there might be like 20 of us, 30 of us, 50 of us, and we all take it in turns to talk, which is great. I love that. But also another idea we had, I think it was by someone on Twitter, and I did tweet this, that it would be great if we could create chat rooms, voice channels, and then randomly put us into those rooms for 3 minutes, and then move us all back to the main voice channel again. And we're not going to do all of this today, so this is just kind of the end goal. But what I think we should try and do today, and Nick's going to correct me if I'm wrong, but what I think is if a few of us join a voice channel, you will have to be muted for the live stream. And then we're great if we can manually create some channels. So ideally in the future, the bot will create this themselves. But we create, say, 3 channels, and it just divides the people in, say, the voice channel that we're all in, across those 3 channels. I think that would be a really good place to get to. If we can do some extra features like ignore some people, so for example, on our community call tomorrow, if we do have this speed networking, then it would like to exclude Sarah. So Sarah can stay in the main channel, and as new people join, can explain kind of what is going on. Say, hey, look, they've gone away for 3 minutes to network with random people. They will be back in a few minutes, and then you can join in the next round. So we'd like to exclude Sarah. Things like that. But those are things that Sarah can move herself manually back for now if we don't get time to do those features. But I think that sounds super exciting. So let me know what you think in the chat. Nick, what are your thoughts about this idea?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, perfect. So a place to start is maybe we can start getting create a repo. What do you think? I can create a repo on the GitHub, but maybe we can create some issues. And I know you're itching to start coding as well. So I know you want to share your screen too.
Yes, I'm ready to write some code.
Okay, perfect. So let me bring up organization, and let's create a new repo as well. So we're going to go down here. We're going to hit new, Okay, we're not going to use, I think, a template for this one. Let's call, what should we call this project? We can rename it later, but what could we call it? Let me see. Discord.
Discord speed networking.
Yes, love it. And the reason why we're doing this not as EddieBot is for a couple of reasons. One, I kind of like the idea of not putting everything in one bot, because then we can make this bot available to the Discord community, a bit like BeckerBot that Nick does. Other people could just use this one feature, and it's easier for us to kind of rapidly develop on this one and so forth as well. So and it doesn't have to, I think it also can work independently without our API. So currently EddieBot integrates with our API. I don't think this needs to, because it can probably do everything in memory. So let's see. Okay, so Discord bot speed networking. How does that look?
Perfect. Ship it.
Ship it. Let's do it. Okay, I can add a description later on. Of course, we're going to make it public. What kind of Christian is that, GitHub? We'll add a README, and that's it, and a license. And let's get started. Okay, so we're going to need all of your help. So let's create the repository. Okay, that is now done. And let me just check Nick has access to that as well. I know Nick is getting ready to be coding. So if I go to Teams, yes, completely from scratch. So it's going to be fun. Let's do it exactly right. Okay, so I'm going to create a new team, and I will say, what did we call the project? It was Discord bot speed networking. Okay. I'll create it visible, and let's create this, and we will go to member. We'll add Nick for now, but don't forget, if I'm just adding Nick, it doesn't mean you all can't get involved. You can all get involved and do lots of things still. You can even review pull requests. So yes, and there's only one thing you can't do, and that will be to change any of the admin settings, but otherwise you can do everything else.
Okay, so I should have, oops, not HTTPS. I should have maintainer access now.
You
so
should admin. There we
let
go.
me.
Perfect.
Let me. Share my screen, and I will.
Go on, sorry.
I will jump into setting up the tooling and infrastructure.
Perfect. And so Nick's gonna share his screen, and also everyone, we need some issues raised. So I'm gonna keep this open on my screen, and I'm gonna shout out some issues that can get raised. Let me know in the chat if you need some green squares for today. Also, let me know how your Hacktoberfest is doing. So let's add Nick. Nick is now live. I love this. Private is for noobs.
PowerShell, shut down WSL.
Krishna, you'll be fine. Don't worry. TypeScript, you can practically just write normal JavaScript in TypeScript files. So you can get away with that. There are benefits of using TypeScript, and we're going to show you that shortly, but do not worry. Hi, Misha. Thanks for joining. Awesome to have you here.
And CD GitHub and ls cd ls other.
Who?
And we're going to SSH git clone, and we're going to call it VoiceBot. The VoiceBot git checkout branch the infra, and let's get some code going here.
Let's do it.
Everything big enough. Okay, back to the terminal. We are going to do npm init, and VoiceBot works version 0.0.0 because we're not releasing yet. Speed networking bot for Discord. Entry point is prod index.js, and test is echo no tests yet. And that repository and keywords are Discord, TypeScript, Node, and Discord.js, and author is blank, and license is MIT, and yes. And then we are going to touch tsconfig.json, And let's go grab my helpful stuff.
Awesome. Yasun, awesome to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Yes, the purpose of this bot is so we can speed network of people in our community and hopefully outside the community. I want to lean on our community partners, grow that connection more. So I want to bring them in, but then we'll randomly get put into an audio and video call with them for 3 minutes, and then we rotate. So it makes our community call much more interesting. So that's the idea. You know what? I'm going to update the README as well. Actually, why can't some of you update the README? So, but yes, and hopefully that makes sense. If not, I can give a demo. But the idea is if we go into a voice channel called on the community call, for example, then we all get separated into other voice channels for 3 minutes and all brought back again. So that's the idea. So if someone could explain that add it to the README, I put a repo link in the chat, then please submit that pull request. That will be awesome. If not, I can do that and we'll find loads of other stuff for you to do. Nick's doing all the config, ESLint, prettier, nice. Git ignore as well, awesome.
Okay, and then
so the URL that Nick's in the browser, good question, thank you very much, IDMX. It's Nick's configuration. Nick documents everything he does. So let me grab a link for that and share it in the chat as well. It's on Nick's site, but I will find it for you.
New folder source and
esconfig.
New file index.ts, and we're going to console log hello EddieHub, and package JSON we need build is TSC, and lint is ESLint source max warnings 0. And start is npm node prod index.ts, js, and we are going to npm run build, npm run lint.
Looks good.
npm run start. Hello EddieHub. Okay.
Yes.
Status, make sure that everything is good. Add git commit feat initial infrastructure.
Nice.
And then
GPG key, nice.
npm i.env discord.js at discord.js/builders at discord.js/.
Nice. You know all this stuff by heart. I have to go to the documentation every time.
Well, I have a lot of bots.
How many do you have now?
Let's see here.
Oh no, I'm scared. How many? Whoa!
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that I've built, 2 that I've built for work, 2 that I've built for a client, and then I didn't build those ones.
Wow. And your most popular one, is that still Beckerbot?
Yes.
And how many servers is that used on?
71 right now.
71. And when you hit 100, don't you have to get it verified or something?
Yep. And hoping I hit that point. We'll see.
No, you definitely will. That's awesome. We'll get there. If any of you have Discord servers, you know what you need? You need a Beckerbot. Let me drop a link to that in the chat as well.
Okay, so now we're going to go, speaking of Beckerbot, I'm going to go steal some code.
Stealing code is nice. Nick is a legend. Tashak, thank you so much for requesting to make an avatar for the bot. If you wish to make a temporary one, again, we've still got to go through the decide for a logo for the link-free project as well. That's something actually we need to look at this weekend. But if you want to put the temporary one in, then you're more than welcome to. But don't spend too much time on it at this stage.
Array equals, and we will need guilds, and we will need guild voice states, and I think that's really it. Leave that.
Okay. So what file is? I wasn't paying attention. Let us all know what file this was. Sorry.
So
Let's have a
this
look.
is, I'm creating a config. So
Okay.
when you connect a Discord bot to the gateway, you have to pass an intents payload, and the intents payload tells Discord what gateway events your bot is going to subscribe to. And
Got
in
you.
Discord version 12, by default, it just subscribed to everything. And in
Right.
Discord JS version 13, you have to specify or you'll get an error.
Right.
So
That
right
makes
now we're
sense.
specifying the guild's intent, which tells the bot to listen to guild events. So when it joins a server, when it leaves a server, and you have to provide this intent for the Discord JS caching to work properly. And
Got
then
you.
we're passing guild voice states, which tells the bot things like Eddie joined the voice channel, Eddie left the voice channel, Eddie moved to a different voice channel.
Got you.
Because we're working with voice channels, so we'll need that. We do not need guild messages because we're going to build slash commands.
Got you.
Okay, so we are going to index.
Tom says Nick's a living wiki on Discord bot documentation. You're absolutely right.
We're going to IIFE async nothing. We are going to immediately call it, and we are going to say const bot equals new client from Discord, and we are going to give it intents of intent options. We can't see that. Okay. And then we are going to await bot login process.env.token. And we are going to new file sample.env, and we're going to token equals, and we're going to .env and token equals, and I'll put something in there later. And we are going to update package JSON to node require.env config. That's my favorite thing. I learned that like 2 months ago.
It is nice. Yeah, I get a bit lazy when I'm using like frameworks. They do all that stuff for you, so I do get a bit lazy with remembering these things.
Okay, and then we need bot on ready.
This repo, we've already got a link to the repo, Carl, so great question. It's going to be part of EddieHub. This is just a prototype we're putting together. Hopefully we can use for our community call tomorrow, and we'll host it on the EddieHub Kubernetes cluster as well. So that's the idea. So tomorrow, looks like I'll be doing some coding. I could probably do that to set up the whole Kubernetes config and all the rest. I might do it today, but if not, can do it tomorrow. Worst case, I can always run it from my local computer, but you know me, I like doing whole CI and CD. So let's see how it goes. Great to see lots of other people joining. I can't pronounce that name. How do you pronounce his name, Sarah? Layla? Layla Grant. Oh, Layla, nice to have you here. Suhail, hopefully I pronounced your name right.
Sure, that works.
Mohan and so forth, all awesome. And Tom and Carl, the usual suspects, awesome to have you all here. Do you need me to get you a token?
I will grab a token right here.
Okay.
Not public. Copy. And I'm going to delete this after this stream, so I'm not worried about y'all seeing the token. We are going to OAuth 2. We need
this bit's really interesting. This is where I get stuck. Okay.
And applications commands. And we need... we will need manage channels. We will need view channels.
Because we'll need to create channels eventually, maybe not today.
We'll need connect. We will need speak. We will need mute, deafen, move. We do not need speak. The bot doesn't need to talk.
No, it will be a quiet bot.
Okay, copy the URL, paste it, and we will put this in my development server.
Nice.
Ah,
While you're doing that, everyone, we need some issues raised on the bot. So let's got some ideas. Let's raise some ideas. So I'm just pasting the repo in again for a second time. Just spamming the chat, my bad. So just thinking of ideas, I think what we need, first thing is if someone can create the issue, setting up the project. If you can do that, create an issue, you get a green square. And then if someone else can do the issue after setting up the project, create token. So if you can do, or create, Discord bot, that would probably be better. And Discord bot app on the Discord platform that Nick has just done. If you create an issue for that, that'd be a green square for someone. And then some of the features that we're thinking of is, let's see, move, this is another issue, move everyone from main audio channel, not voice channel they call it, move everyone from main voice channel into if networking channels. Write that, and then we can improve it and make it better later on. So I think that's a good place to start. I think if there's a goal for today, I think that's the one.
Logged in, online, perfect. Okay.
Oh, look at that. Nick is racing ahead. What machine? I think Nick's a bot himself.
Feat initial bot login. Okay, and now it is /command time.
Okay, I need to pay attention here because I need to learn the new style of doing Discord bots.
There is a lot to do here. Okay, so we're going to start with new folder. We're going to call this utils, and we are going to do a load commands.ts, and we are going to say export const load commands equals async. I changed my mind. Hold on. We're going to go to
That's fine.
Interfaces. We are going to Discord bots.ts, export interface, Discord bot extends client.
Nick, Hitesh, sorry, ask us any questions. If you don't follow anything, let me know. I'll try and explain as Nick, the bot, types really fast. But that's awesome. We've got a lot to cover today.
Home guild string, and we are going to say ID. We're going to say ID string, and that's and we are going to say commands, and we're going to leave that as null for now because I need to type that. Command.ts, we're going to export interface command, and we're going to give commands. How do I want to do this? I want to do this as...
Nick, people are not liking your font so much. Well, I was going to say, could you add me as VS Code Live Share and I can share my screen if it's hard for people to read?
Here, I can turn off. Let me turn off this.
And then I'll explain a bit about the interfaces. So what interface is in TypeScript, it allows you to have types. So therefore, when we're using objects or classes or whatever we're doing, we know what data they're getting. We know what functions are available. It's a bit like Java without a lot of the overhead. Interfaces are freaking awesome. How to become a legend like Nick? Just open source, community, practice, type, practice. Over and over again. This isn't the second bot that Nick has built. Nick has built so many. So
that should be better.
How's that, everyone? Emma agrees it's a bit hard to read. Hopefully that's better now with no transparency. 2. Nick has been coding, I think, about a year now, Nick?
Yes, year and a half.
Oh, it's a year and a half. Okay, so Hitesh is right. Yeah, year and a half. Hopefully that's a bit better, but it's good to see who's still awake. So Nick, with Nick's transparency, used to check you're still awake. Hopefully that's okay. I find Nick's font hard to read, but as long as you all can read it, that's the most important. I do like just the vanilla stuff. I think I add VS material icons, and that's about it. It's the only thing I change. I do like stuff very vanilla. And dark mode, of course.
Promise void.
Mohan, don't feel bad. Nick knows more than me. So, and I've got over 15 years. I think time is not important. It's how much people do this, how much people, play with code and practice and push themselves. It's really, really important. So, don't feel bad. We're all learning all the time.
Okay, so this is a interface for our /command structure. And so we have two components here. We have the data, which is what ultimately becomes the JSON that we send to Discord to create our /commands. And then we have the run, which will run the /command logic. And now we go
awesome.
back
I did see that on their docs yesterday. So
commands, and we will call this an array of commands and import lines. Okay, and now we go back to load commands here.
You've got a couple more requests, Nick. Are you able to make the font slightly bigger?
I can go one more.
Thanks. Web Dev Junkie, awesome to have you here as well. Cool.
All right, so I need the Discord bot, and I want to return promise void, and we will say const result equals as command equals that.
A couple of issues raised. Awesome.
And we will say const files equals await read directory. Yes. Where's my IntelliSense? Come on.
Awesome. I see people getting some green squares already. Awesome. I'm going to hit edit on a couple of these and just add in a few kind of breakdown steps that are in my mind. So it's not your fault. I didn't mention this, but it's just thinking of some ideas.
Directory. Where is all of my IntelliSense? This is killing me. Join process current working directory plus prod /commands, and then oops. UTF-8.
Get a list of members.
Or file of files. Name equals file splits. 0 const mod equals await import join process directory plus, did it do right? Prod commands. Not how I would do it. And /.
And remember, everyone, this is prototype, so I know Nick likes to do things properly, but we can come back and revisit a lot of these, like with any project. But this is definitely prototype. We are going for speed. So hopefully, we can use this tomorrow on our community call. Yasin, thank you so much for raising that issue. I have put some tasks in there as well, and yes, we need some more issues. So let me have a think.
Yes, Doc.
Nick is what powers Copilot. So when you're typing and you get suggestions, that's Nick in the background, literally manually doing it, going really fast. I had another idea for an issue and I forgot now. List the members. We're going to spread them out to the voice channels. After 3 minutes, bring them back. Okay. I mean, we can do that for any channel, I suppose. We can pass in some parameters to the / command. So someone... Go on, Nick, sorry.
Okay, so this one will read the command directory that we don't have yet, but we will.
Cool.
And it will parse the commands into imports and import them and attach them to the bot instance. So the idea here being, if we go to add a new command, we don't have to import, export the command anywhere.
Awesome.
The code will load it automatically.
Sounds good.
And then it attaches it to our bot instance so that we can access them elsewhere without having to reload them every time. And now we need register commands. And we are going to export const register commands equals async bot as Discord bot and promise void. We are going to say const rest equals new rest. Import rest from rest. Rest, and we are going to say version is 9, and we are going to set the token to bot configs token. And we are going to say const command data as name string description optional string type optional number and options optional API application command option an array equals empty. And then we will say bot commands for each command. We will command data push command.data.toJSON.
Got you. Okay.
Then if process.env/node env equals development, equals production, explicitly production await rest, put routes from routes application commands. And we
So
will say,
what will you do different if it's production?
well, it's because you mentioned that you want I might have to update that. Because you mentioned that you want this to be something that we can have for other servers.
Yeah.
We're going to do, if we're not in production, we're going to register /commands at the guild level, which means it'll only be available in one server. But if we're in production, we'll register it globally, so it'll be available in any server the bot joins.
Okay, nice.
And it's important to have the distinction because global level commands are cached for up to an hour, so you can't make quick changes and test them. But guild commands refresh automatically, and so when you're working in development, you can see your changes every time we redeploy. Whoops.
That is good to know. Becca config. I was like, oh, that's a new trick. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. That's really good advice.
I think I'm missing a type def.
Command.data.
Package JSON.
You've what do you call it? You've hyphenated it. Constant command. It's not I camel cased it. Is that correct? Is it correct to be command dot? Not.
So
no. Yes, you have. Sorry.
That,
no.
I need.
My bad.
I need console. npm I Discord API types.
I see.
And then what am I getting?
Yes, because you go from command data to. Okay, that makes sense. You push it onto there.
Command Subcommands only build their command.
Does anyone see it? Write in the chat. Don't be scared. You can make mistakes just like me. Argument type. So this is why TypeScript is awesome, because you might be thinking, oh, TypeScript's a pain. It's coming up with all these underlines and errors and all the rest. But it's better than now while we're working on it rather than when we're trying to run it and going, hey, this should work, but it doesn't. So TypeScript just allows us to be aware of these things so much sooner. So those of you who use JavaScript, that's fine, but you just become aware of these issues later. They'll just not quite work and you won't understand why. So TypeScript is super, super helpful.
All right, I am going to circle back to that, I think. Body command data. Else, if it's not production, we want await, rest, put, about, application guild commands, bot config ID, bot config home guild, a body of command data. And
can't wait to have a bot that runs on more than one server. Never had that before. So that is super, super exciting. How to be a legend like Nick uses fonts. The fonts for me are really, really hard. I don't know. I'm just so kind of, for me, like the simplest is the easiest for me. I think it's
I
I get too
have
distracted.
to have a monospace font when I'm coding.
Right.
And I picked this one because it's the font from the original Pokemon Game Boy games.
Oh, wow. When I look at my font again now, I think my font looks boring. But boring is what I need. And yes, Athul, Hitesh is right. This is just a cut down version of Nick's setup because Nick usually has transparent and all sorts of things. But for the live stream, it's made a bit simpler so it transmits okay, easier for people to read. Carl usually uses Mellow. I don't know that one. I have to have a look.
Okay, so for now, let's head over and make a command.
Yes, so we can do a hello, maybe like a ping pong command, just make sure it works and so forth.
To add a,
awesome.
We're actually going to add a bots.ts.
We can start getting all of you involved, not just green squares, but commands as well.
A command equals data new / command builder set name bot set description.
Nick doesn't need to see his editor. No, Nick just, he's watching a movie on the side or watching like the Matrix, make sure everything's not the movie, actual Matrix that we're living in, make sure it's all running okay, and then it's coding on the other side.
Okay, and then add subcommand. Say new / command subcommand builder set name ping set description. Confirm the bot is alive.
And you have to add this to the loader command as well, don't you?
Nope.
Is that correct?
Oh, so the loading utility I wrote.
Oh, yes.
Reads this and imports it automatically. The one catch is you have to name the export the same as the file.
Okay, that's not a catch. I always find that really important, so really useful as well. So okay, nice.
Run async.
Awesome, I like that.
Bot interaction. And
yes, do it, Carl, do it. Gitpod, freaking awesome.
All right, so now we get into the / command logic. So
okay.
By default, you have 3 seconds to respond to a / command, or Discord will error it out.
Right.
to,
Okay.
and there's a lot of things that take longer than 3 seconds. So to avoid that, I always just automatically respond with await interaction defer reply. What that does is it sends an ACK ping to Discord to say, "Hey, I've seen this. I'm thinking about it." And Discord then extends your time limit from 3 seconds to 15 minutes, so you have plenty of
Wow.
time. And it for the client side, it displays this bot is thinking or this application is thinking to
Got
the
you. Is that when
users
you
so
have the
that
typing? Oh no, that's the old style. Right. Yes,
that's
I
old
know what you mean.
style, but the new
Yeah.
style shows that it's thinking.
Nice. Cool.
Um, and that's what's going to give us time to run all of our logic.
Yes.
And then um, you are allowed 100 top level commands, which
Okay.
seems like a lot, but it's not.
Yeah, I bet he runs out quite
So
quickly.
I write everything as subcommands. So
Okay.
my top level command here is bot, but my
Right.
subcommand will be ping. So we would
Okay.
do something similar to /Becca ping. So we have, I don't know how
Got
to make
you.
Discord bigger, so I hope everybody can see that. So you have your top command, but really you're calling the subcommand.
I see. Okay. Makes sense. That's good to know. These are great tips. Everyone, I hope you're making notes. I'm making lots of mental notes.
Interaction. So now we need to see, get subcommand, which subcommand was called. And then we're going to switch it. Subcommand. Case ping. If it's ping, we will do ping stuff. And
Do ping stuff.
And if it's default, we'll await interaction, edit reply, and we have to edit the reply because we technically send a reply when we defer.
Got you.
Content is oops, Nhcarrigan broke it horribly. And we need to ESLint disable JSDoc, require JSDoc. Okay, beautiful. Progress. And now we need a new folder for modules. To add a folder for subcommands. To add a handle ping.ts file. And we are going
Mohan, there are no silly questions. Only I ask the silly questions because I have terrible memory. Hitesh replies, yeah, anyone can create a bot. You absolutely can. You need to be an administrator on that server so you can add the bot. But anyone can do it. And the Discord has just changed the way you do it. So you use / commands. And they've updated their docs. They're pretty good. And as you can see, we're doing this from scratch. We created the repo today. We created the project today, like on this live stream. So we haven't said, hey, we've done all this before. It has been completely from scratch. And it's kind of a good basis. I mean, Nick, do you have a template project that people could use to create bots?
do not.
Maybe
Should make
something
one at some point.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good. The Nhcarrigan template bots. Template bots? No, template for Discord bots. I think could work really, really well.
JSDoc this as
So who's still following along? Let us know in the chat if you're still awake. I'm looking forward to testing this command with you all shortly, and then we're going to do some voice commands shortly afterwards. It'll be so cool.
Okay, so now we can go to handle ping and export const handle ping as a command handler equals async dot interaction. We are going to do this.
Web Dev Junkie, yes, we have an Eddy Hub Kubernetes cluster. So where we run the Eddy bot, where we run our API, where we run Link-Free project, which is like the open source alternative to Linktree. Yes, so we do have that. And Nick uses DigitalOcean as well, but I don't think uses Kubernetes, uses the droplets and does it that way. So yes, Web Dev Junkie. What are you working on at the moment? I know you've got a YouTube channel as well, so let us know what videos and what you're working on at the moment. Great to see you're all awake. Tom, all of you will probably recognize Tom and Carl from the Eddie Hub community, and also the amount of work they do on the GitHub organization for Eddie Hub. Tom reviewing so many people's projects and open source projects and portfolios, all that amazing stuff. Carl with all the API work and bot work that's been done, all the Gitpod setup, which is freaking awesome. Loving Gitpod for reviewing PRs. I need to get more into it, in setting up for some of my projects so I can get better at setting it up. So Carl, I might need some help on that. But great to see everyone awake. Sorry, Nick. I was talking as always.
All good. I'm just building out a ping command real quick.
Okay. So you've put a delay of is slow.
No delay. I have. Oh. So I grabbed the created timestamp from the interaction, which is when was it sent.
Okay.
And then I get how long did it go from sent to the bot sees it by grabbing date now and subtracting the created timestamp. Okay. And if it's more than 100, then is slow is true, because that's a slow ping.
I got you.
I construct the embed. I use the is slow flag to tell me if I should make the embed red or green.
Nice.
And then I set the description. And then await interaction, edit, reply, embeds, ping embed. Okay, that, and let's lint disable JS doc require program.
Carl, I need to see you do it. If we get time at the end, I don't know if you're still around, but if you jump on maybe on a live stream and you could show us all, I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to see it again. You do it so quickly that I'd love to see it and hear you talk about it. So don't do it just yet when Nick pushes the code. I would love to see it, and I'm sure everyone else watching would love to see it too.
Okay, and then so we have a command, and we have the logic to load and register the command. Now we need to listen for commands. So bot on interaction create async interaction. And all right, I'll just shove it all in here. So if interaction type what is it? Where's my IntelliSense application command? I want if not interaction is command. Otherwise, for const command of bot commands. Mad about. Oh, that's right. As Discord bot.
God, you need to cast the type. Again, everyone who's watching going, oh, TypeScript's so hard, always complains. It will save you so much pain later on. Trust me.
Commands bot. Wait, register commands bot. Then it should attach in here. Right. Single line ifs.
I don't like single line ifs either, so that looks a lot nicer to me. So I'll do like that. Find that more readable.
If command data.
Enjoy your dinner, Carl. Thanks.
Equals interaction command name. Thank you, Copilot. I've done this 1,000 times. Wait, command run bot
awesome.
action, and then break the loop. Okay, so I have that. I need to go back to bot and do the ping stuff. Await handle ping interaction. And that should be everything. And let's give this a go. So I need now. No, we're not quite done yet. I need a validate env.ts. Export const validate env equals.
Nick, do you have a fancy keyboard, by the way, like a mechanical one?
Do.
Which one do you have?
I have the Corsair K95.
Well, let me have a quick look. Of course. So you say K95?
Corsair, yeah, K95.
Cool. Oh, nice. Everyone's getting into their mechanical keyboards. I like my Apple laptop keyboard. I'm so boring.
At client ID config equals beautiful. And JS docket indicates that all environment variables are present, throws error if one is missing.
What font is being used? Let me try and remember. If I remember correctly, the font is from a game, as far as my memory goes.
It's from the original Pokemon Game Boy games.
Got you. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that, and then I want to validate env bot, and that will confirm that we have all of our values and attach it to the bot. And now I need token equals home, guild equals, and client equals, and we're going to copy those, and we are going to paste those here, and we're going to go back to this, and we are going to say server ID is my development server, and bot ID is, just grab it from here, copy ID, and all right, moment of truth here.
Wow, okay. Nick's been typing smoke from his keyboard. Let's see if it works.
npm run build. npm run start.
Oh, invalid module specifier.
Okay, let's go back and look at this. Register commands. That's what I did wrong. Okay. I see exactly.
Oh, the import. We didn't pick up on that. That's not on Nick. That's on you, all of you and me. I was probably too busy looking at the chat. But yes, Nick, we're terrible pair programming people, so apologies.
Discord API type /v9.
Got you.
And then I can toss that because that's that error.
Nice.
npm run build. Actually, you know what? Let's add some logs in here too. So we are going to go. That does not need an await. We are going to go console validating and variables. I'm going to say console debug environment variables valid. Go console debug loading command data. Debug command data loaded, and one more. Here. Just globally. Else console.
Hi, Praveen. Hi, Web Shivam. Awesome to have you here. What kind of font is this? We were just talking about this. Hitesh has written it. So thank you, Hitesh. It allows me to reshare it because my memory is terrible. I knew it's Pokemon game, the original one. So thank you.
And then we're going to change that to a debug. Build it.
Let's do it. Build it. Ship it.
Start it. Registering. Logged in. Beautiful. Everything is there.
Okay, that's good. Let's have a look.
Bot. Ping.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Minus 6 seconds. I don't think our response time is quite correct.
Yeah, I think it's because my clock is out of sync.
Okay, no worries. But they work. That's the most important. And that's usually the hardest step just to get started. But you saw in under an hour with me distracting Nick that we got a bot working. Just a hello world bot, but it loads the commands automatically. It registers them. It's all pretty well done. Although it's meant to be a prototype, Nick has done it pretty well. And Nick's going to commit and push it so you can all look at it. And then we're going to start doing the voice stuff. So we're going to need you all jumping in voice channels on Discord very soon so we can test that the bot moves us around between channels and all the rest. So it's going to be super, super exciting. Praveen, you're always keeping busy. It's great to hear.
This one. What did I call that? Did I call that node env? I did. Perfect. And that one can just default to that. Git add, git commit, amend, no edit, git push, origin, feet.
I have to look at the docs all the time as well, like literally all the time. I don't know how Nick remembers it all.
And pull requests, compare and pull request, feet, initial bot prototype. This pull request completes the following. Initialize a Node.js project with TypeScript. Install the required dependencies.
These are the things Nick has already done as well. Don't worry, Nick will reset the token shortly.
Yeah. Just toss the bot. I won't need that. Establish configuration for the tooling modules to load plus register.
Can someone raise an issue on the bot? Let me share a link again to the repo. Someone could raise an issue to say deploy to the EdiHub Kubernetes cluster. So, well, not issue 2. Sorry, ignore that one. This one. If you could say deploy the bot to the Kubernetes cluster, I will try and do that as well. If you can add another issue, someone else, remember to share the issues out to get green square each. Add Gitpod as well, and Carl's going to do that, so we'll assign that to Carl. But that'd be great to get you some green squares. Botnet, yeah, that's actually quite a good name because it's for networking bot. Oh, VJ, we might have to rename it. Great idea. I like that. Raise an issue for that, VJ. Get a green square, and then we can have a bit of a discussion about that. I'm going to turn off wiki actually in the repo because I'm definitely not going to be using that. Documentation will go in the repo itself.
And request. And ship it.
Raised. Awesome. Botnet sounds like .NET. No, don't make it worse. Botnet sounds better. Botnet reminds me of Skynet. Awesome. So that has been pushed. That's great. It's a pull request. Do you want me to merge that one in, Nick?
Go for it.
Let's do it.
We can before you merge it, let's share your screen and you can review it and ask any questions you might have.
Let's do it. Okay, brought my screen up.
Turn my screen off.
Let's have a look. 17 files changed. Okay, So we've got the ES lint. Some of you might have missed that. ES recommended, TypeScript recommended, Prettier recommended, JS doc, import, lots of plugins there. Liking that. Rules, I usually leave these as complete vanilla, but I'm happy with this as well. For me, I don't mind what the rules are too much, as long as they are consistent within the project.
Well, here, let me explain those.
Yeah, sure, please.
So, because this is a year of bashing things. So the line break style error Unix will throw a linter error if somebody tries to commit Windows style line breaks.
Got you.
Because I don't know if you've ever had those land on one of your repos, but it's a nightmare.
It is.
Quotes require double quotes and allow template literal strings. Semi throws an error if you forget your end of line semicolons.
Okay.
Prefer const throws an error if you try to do let string equals hello world and you never reassign it.
Got you.
Because it should be a const if it's not reassigned.
Yep.
EQ throws an error if you try to do double equal comparisons instead of triple equal.
Got you.
Curly is the one that throws an error if you try to do a single line if statement, because those are terrible.
Okay. Yes.
Require atomic updates will throw an error if you try to take a promise that relies on a value. So let's say that I have a function that loads the bot slash commands, and I pass the bot into that function, and it's a promise. And then I take the return value of that function and try to assign it to the bot's command property. You'll get an error because you're trying to assign something to this object based on the old value of the object.
Got you. Okay. Nice.
No var throws an error if you try to use var anywhere, because don't use var ever.
Exactly.
Camel case throws an error if you try to use snake case for your variable names or object properties.
Okay.
Because that's Python. That's not JavaScript.
Yeah.
Require await will throw an error if you try to use an async function, or you write an async function and you don't have any await in there, because then it doesn't need to be async.
Exactly.
No param reassign throws an error if you say you have a function that takes a parameter string and you try to do string equals 12. It'll throw an error because you're mutating the parameter of the function. The JS doc plugin expects JS doc on exported functions, which pairs very well with VS Code IntelliSense and is a lifesaver and kind of makes your code that much more self-documenting. It's great. And then the import plugin expects imports to be alphabetized and broken into groups, and 90% of that auto import will handle for you. Occasionally it gets line breaks wrong, but for the most part it handles that for you, and that makes your import statements easier to read, but it also prevents we installed this because we were getting circular dependency issues where we were importing something in the wrong order, and it was throwing errors left and right.
Got you. Nice. Git ignore, exactly. Don't want the private tokens to go. We don't want node modules, and we don't want the build directory.
Oh, somebody make an issue.
Yes. That
we need to document that Discord JS version 13 requires node 16. It will not run on node 14.
Okay. Are there any new features that we would want from that, or can we hold fire for the moment?
Discord JS 13 is the one that allows slash commands. We're running Discord JS 13. We have to.
Oh, we are running 13. Okay, got you. Okay, so we need a higher
node
version. 16. Okay. Prettier, awesome. Nice. Package lock, again, we don't need to see the details of that. Name voice bot, again, we can rename these and tie this up. I do like some of the names that were suggested. VJ has said, VJ, did you name the link free as well? Is that what you're saying? That's pretty good. You're very good at naming. I'm the worst at naming.
Me too, again, it's okay.
So we've got, build, we run TS, the TypeScript command, lint as well. And at the start, we run what has been built into the build directory. We probably do need a dev command later as well, but that's something that we can add later too.
Here's why I don't recommend a dev command for Discord bots.
Okay.
Usually your dev command is something like TS node in watch mode, or
yes,
TypeScript compiler in watch mode with Nodemon, or all these different tools that basically mean you don't have to keep recompiling your code. However, every time you make a change, your process restarts, which means your bot re-identifies. And you have a limit of like 1,000 re-identify payloads in 24 hours.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Or Discord resets your token.
Got you. Okay, so that makes sense. I understand why you keep it separate. Okay, interesting. I wonder if you could put a delay on it or something, or I don't know, but it wouldn't know. You couldn't even delay it, or you couldn't say if there's a big change, because again, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, okay, I understand. So when you're ready to do it, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's good to know. I like that. The usual stuff down here, dev dependencies, and then dependencies as well. These are all dev. That looks good. Perfect. Sample env, env. I use I think example. I can't remember. I have to check what I use. Or I use env.example. I can't remember. I have to check. Then these are the bot commands. Awesome. Okay. You all saw Nick write this, so we're not going to go through it into too much detail. I love switch commands. I've got a video coming out on Wednesday on why you should use switch over if else, where possible. It just makes it so much easier to read, especially when you start having ors. It's just lovely. Okay, so we have a question from Slavin. Oh, not that one, this one. Why do you think single line if statements are terrible? I use them when I have conditions which will stop the execution. I personally don't like them because most of the time you don't put the curly braces around it, which then starts breaking your conventions for the rest of your project. Nick, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you can't put curly braces around a single line if. I dislike them for two reasons. One, it kind of just makes things harder to read, especially if you're going back and forth between single line and not single line. And two, it's a bit more difficult to refactor. You have a single line, you have a bunch of single line if statements that break out of the condition, but then now you need to go and edit it so that those single line if statements do something else. And now you're switching from single line if statements, having to convert them into multi-line if statements.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many good reasons not to do it, I think. I think some people think it looks cool, but it doesn't make it convenient when you're working with more people and your project gets bigger and all the rest. Resources to learn about ESLint. Probably ESLint documentation. I think people sometimes forget about the documentation. Is probably like a really good place to start. Okay, here is our index. This is the entry file, I think. So enters in here. We've got our some interfaces and utilities and other files that load in. On ready, we get to see that in the console log. And then on interaction create, so you're saying if it's not a command, return. Okay, that makes sense. And then you go through each command. Okay, sounds good. We're going to play with this a lot more. We'll understand it a bit more when we play with it, because this is just the hello world part. Really keen to get into moving some people around as well. And there's actually an issue for that, which I'll bring up in a moment. So there's an interface. Love me some interfaces. So we know on the command what we have. We have data and we have run and what the types are as well for that. So that's really awesome. Okay. Some more interfaces. We won't go through every single one just yet. Utils. This is the load commands that Nick wrote as well, so you don't have to add them each time manually. It will load them automatically, which I think is awesome. What else have we got? These are the environment variables. So if you're missing the token or missing the home guild, it throws an error, which I think is important as well. And then this is the TS config as well. Let's merge this. Don't forget, you all can review this and approve it. Looks good to me. And conscious of time, so I want to merge it and let's get this in. Actually, I might not squash that because I think those are initial infrastructure, initial bot, initial. So I think I have made it so by default it squashes it. I don't think I can choose the others.
You can squash it. That's fine.
Okay. Initial bot prototype, initial bot setup, I'll say. Here we go. And I think we had an issue number, which was, let me check. Okay, I closed it already. Number 1. Okay, I could have guessed that. Here we go.
No.
What? What did I
So
do?
you
We can-
changed it to reference the issue. By default, when you squash and merge, that number is the PR number, so that if I am reviewing the commit history on GitHub, I can
Okay.
click that and go
Oh, we
straight to the
see.
PR that squashed commit came from.
So I always refer the issue, so therefore you can get to the issue. Oh, but your commits didn't have the issue number. Yes, okay. Because usually I do it so, but you didn't know the issue number. But yeah, usually if I know the issue number, I make the commits. Actually, let me just check that and see, make sure I'm making sense. So you've got number 1, so go to that issue. But yeah, your commits aren't referenced in that. Just that squash is there. You're right. You don't have the breakdown. Okay. See, we're all learning something new all the time. That's really interesting. So put in the pull request when squashing. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know, it's just such a habit to put in the issue. But okay, I will try and remember that. Okay, let's have a look. So open, we've got some more issues. Gitpodify. Oh, Carl raised that. Awesome. Deployed Eddie's Kubernetes cluster. Potential names for the project. So this is what we've got here by Yasin. I added these items in. So get list of members. I should actually say this. I think this is what we should do next, if you're okay to continue, Nick.
Sure.
Get list of members from voice channel, and then we'll hard code something in if we want, or we can be part of the command.
It'll be part of the command.
Perfect. Part of command. And then we need to then create voice channels. We'll probably do later. So maybe we would create the voice channels manually now, create 3, for example. And then what we'll do is we'll spread the people out across the voice channels. And after 3 minutes, move them back to the original voice channel. That's what I'm thinking. But in the future, we will change it. So maybe we pass it a command like 2 or 3, and that's how many people per voice channel. And then we create the right amount of voice channels for those people and then spread them out that way. But yeah, let's keep it simple for today. So let's have a look.
All right.
So get a list of members from a voice channel. So we probably need some people to join some voice channels.
I will put my screen back up here.
Please do. Okay.
And let's make my font big again so everybody can see it.
Let me see some of the chat as well. You're welcome, Slavin.
So let's...
Web Dev Junkie doesn't squash commits. So I like to keep my my history really clean in default branch, so I can create a change log into my release from that. So that's why I squash. But the reason why I was umming and erring about squash on that PR was because Nick was pretty clean with the commits. Go on, Nick. Sorry.
I used to merge commit. And then I went through and wrote a change log for Becca on her documentation. And writing a change log from merge commits by hand is an absolute pain. And then I switched to squashing, and it made my life significantly easier.
Yeah, I can give a quick example if it helps people in that to what we do. So if you look at, for example, bring up my screen for one more second. If we go to one of our other projects in EddieHub, and if we go, for example, EddieBot or the API, or even link-free, any of those, if you look in the releases, we have the numbers, and they determine they're created or incremented depending on what's happening, if it's a feature or a fix in the commit messages. So we need the squash to get those right. But then also you can see actually the link free is probably got more in it, so it might be a bit nicer. So you can say update avatar URL, so and then that goes to the hash. That's a bug fix. Most of our releases are quite tiny because we deploy every single one automated on the GitHub Actions with CI and CD. So there'll be a bug fix, And then if it's so you can see 40, the 3 has changed, 2, the last digits 2 changed from 2 has changed to 3 because it's bug fix. But if we go back one, you'll see before that if someone did a feature, so user profile loading skeleton, it actually jumped from 40.4 to 41.0 because it was a feature. So you can have a look at that. We do have GitHub Actions, and we'll do that for this as well. Let me bring Nick's screen back up. Okay, this is where I'm really interested to see how we can interact with voice channels. And later on, I'd love to have it so we could have some features. This is thinking a lot further ahead into the future, but have the bot go to each voice channel and say, you have 30 seconds remaining, and then give some notifications like that. Yeah, later on. This is not for today. This is just like some crazy ideas for the future. Yes, code reviews are awesome. Do code reviews. This bot would do everything automatically, or one has to put command to transfer folks to VC? No, the bot will do it automatically. So everyone in a specific voice channel will then go into the networking voice channels automatically.
Okay, subcommand. Okay, let's go to subcommands. Handle breakout. Yes.
The other reason why I squash commands, Carl, is because most people don't have like a clean commit. I do like the option of sometimes not squashing, but some people just wrote fix, broke, work in progress, and I don't want those in my history. But you're right, if PRs are small and there's got a good history, then I do want to keep those usually, because tracking stuff down can be hard.
Need to add channel option.
So is this a new file that you created? I think it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that was fast.
Voice.
I looked away for like 2 seconds, and you've already got a whole file and a page of code.
Channel to pull members from. Set required true. Build voice. I've ever done that. That's new.
What was that? I missed that. Sorry.
It was like a couple weeks ago that Discord added support for specific channel types in an option.
Right. So it doesn't appear on everything. Okay, got you.
Add integer option. Set name, duration. Set description of the breakout session.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Required true. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
So let's go back to here and we will say const channel equals interaction options get channel. Did I name that back and forth channel? Get channel and true because it is a required option. Const duration equals interaction options gets integer duration also required, and channel should come back as
the font. Hey, Moon Steroid. Hitesh, thank you so much again. Really appreciate it.
So let's do if not channel, if channel type not equal guild voice. Wait, interaction, edit, reply. This should not be possible, but Nhcarrigan is not perfect. Return. Otherwise, It's documentation time. Discord.js.org. Give me the guild voice.
Nick's looking at the documentation. Yes.
Members. Perfect. And that should give me a collection of members. Awesome.
Okay, nice.
Members equals array from channel members. So now I should have a array. Oh, I don't want that. I want members.
Yeah, after 1.5 hours, Nick finally opens documentation. Exactly. I would have opened it like before I even started.
Oh, I can't iterate over that. Okay.
What?
Channel members. Oh,
Interesting that Copilot gives it a function.
That should give me guild member array. Perfect. Okay.
Awesome. Do you want to do a console log now and see it and see if it all just we get a few people to join a voice channel and we can see the numbers appear? What do you think? Or you want to power on still? I know you like to power through.
Reply content. I see template literal. I see these people. Members map L tag. I not have L tag. And that line. Okay, yeah, let's test it.
We're not in your Discord, are we? Can we have? We can't add people. Can you add me, maybe?
I can add you.
And therefore, then there'll be 2 people, so we should see a number 2.
Oops, clicking all the wrong things over here.
Because it's not in this Discord, right? It's in your other one. Yeah, it's in your development one. Cool.
I will DM you that.
Perfect.
And let's go back to this. And I should create I have a voice channel. Perfect.
Okay, I have joined.
NPM start.
Moment of truth.
All right.
Okay, so shall I join general?
Yeah, join general.
Okay, we're both muted, so should have no feedback.
Boy.
What do you all think, everyone? Will we get number 2? Will it work? You feeling confident? I'm pretty confident this is Nick.
Breakout. Channel is general. Duration is 3. Why not?
I'm watching my screen. I'm watching it.
You know what? It's not going to work because I forgot this.
Oh, yes. Do something.
Handle breakout. Bot. Back to the terminal.
It's Nick. Do you need to even ask? Yes, it will work. Okay, second time lucky.
Start.
Nick is not a bot. Yes.
Base breakout. General. 12. Here we are.
Oh my God, that's awesome. There's 2 of us in there already, so that's wicked. That's great. Oh, super cool. So now we know how many people are in the channel. So if we have the community call tomorrow and we have like 20 people in there, then that is very, very cool. We know who those people are.
So now let's go. Add integer option. Set name, size, set description, maximum size for a single room.
Cool. Like you're thinking.
Set required true.
What happens in the community call? Well, usually we all just talk about various things, public speaking, ask questions about career, very chilled, and we get other community members come and other members from other communities join as well and so forth. So we do that last Saturday every month, which is tomorrow. But we thought this time maybe we could mix it up and start doing more breakout with two or three people in one call, and then you can just kind of grow your network that way and so forth. That's the idea.
Okay, so we have members, and we have let's see how I want to do this. We want to category equals channel parents. Channel or no? Okay, good.
Yes, they will be there. It's quite that tweet got a lot of interest actually, of people who want to join and kind of speed and network lots of people. So yes, they'll be there too. We'll have to definitely give them a shout out. Should give them a shout out in the README actually. If someone wants to green square and a Hacktoberfest contribution, if you can find in my Twitter feed the shout out to that person and let's add it to the README. Someone can raise an issue for that as well to get a green square.
Channel count, let's say, is math ceiling members dot divided by size for let's I equals 1, I less than equal channel count I plus plus. We're going
Thank you, Hitesh. Copilot definitely throwing some code in there.
Yes, it is, and
a
that's
lot.
Okay. Hunt new.
Are you actually going to create the channels as well?
Yep.
Oh my God, Nick, you're a machine. This is amazing. I'm thinking it's like
we're gonna try
feature in a far distant future. This is amazing. You just think it. Nick codes it.
Guild channel. Is it just guild channel?
It's so cool.
Channel. Is that because I coerced it? It's still guild channel. Okay.
Someone wants a green square issue for create voice channels, create required number of voice channels. Raise an issue for that. Nick's already on it.
Or channel guild create channels create. Is it that? No, it is not. What am I getting?
I just noticed you don't use line wrap.
No, I do not.
It's really interesting to see how different people work. I can't live without line wrap. The scroll for me, I don't on my big screen. I don't usually scroll, but on the laptop I do, and yeah, I don't like it.
That's right. Channel guild channels create. And I need to pass options. What do I get for type defs? Back to the docs.
It makes me feel better when you go back to the docs.
Guild channel methods. No. Guild channel manager. Create. Name options.
Line breaks aren't perfect. Line wraps aren't perfect, but I prefer it to scrolls.
The name is going to be Breakout.
Smoothing. The keyboard sound is soothing, not smoothing.
And type is voice. Not voice. Channel type guild voice. Guild voice. Or parent. I assign an undefined to that. You know what? I can. User limit size. Perfect. And I think we will call it that.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're going to put a user limit size on the channel as well so people can't manually jump between them. Oh, I like that.
And then let's do
That's so clever.
Channel, where is it? New channels, push, new channel. I do need that. Yes, I do need new channels. And then let's do okay, create the channels, and then I have the members, and I want to put them in the channels.
I did see a set channel function that could be called, and then on the member itself, so you get the channel name or ID. Can't remember. I just saw it in documentation briefly. Are you sure you want it in that loop, or would you do it outside as a second loop?
I'm going to do it in this loop.
Okay.
I'll show you why I'm going to do it in this loop. Okay, I need a utils. Get random value.ps, export const get random value equals t array t.
For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a generic. It does come from Java, and I love generics. Basically, it means you can pass in the type when you're calling this function. So I'm interested to see Nick's. I think Nick would be amazing at playing chess, because I only think like one step ahead. So that's why I'm terrible at battle snakes and chess and so forth. But Nick thinks like 10 lines ahead, 10 steps ahead. So there's obviously reasons why Nick's doing the loop nested and putting in the generic and all the rest. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I hope you are all too. We need to do a screenshot for socials, Nick. Let me know when you want to put your camera on, do a screenshot. People can tag us.
Member equals equals get random value members. Index equals members. Find L ID equals target member ID. Splice it.
I'm so not a fan of find index. I think we had a discussion on the live stream ages ago. I prefer, what do I use? Let me see. I was looking at my phone, so I wasn't paying attention. So you're trying to find that member, are you? I use find, I think.
I want the index of the member.
Oh, we see. Okay, got you.
So I can splice the array.
So you want the index of the member so you can remove the member from the list?
Yep.
So I would use a filter with an exclamation mark of a not to remove them from the list.
I wonder, that might be faster, actually.
Because then you can just do it on one line as well. Yes, I taught Nick something. Yes. Nick knew it already, but just made him aware of it.
LID not equal target member ID. And then let's see, member, not member, target member. Target member. Yeah. Okay. So back to the docs.
I've counted
And
3 docs on this live
remember,
stream. That's not bad for, hour and a half plus.
and let's look at voice channel again.
Yes, please. Create a discussion. I think it's enabled on the repo. Let me check. It is. The chess champion. Is that Nick's new name?
Okay. Now we go to Google.
We should all be paying attention and not chatting and helping Nick. Nick's doing all the hard work and I'm just messing around. Sorry, what's the issue, Nick?
Guild member. See, also exists voice.
Got you.
Okay.
Oh, this looks cool.
One, so this would be member 1. It would stop at 5, and that would be member 5. Okay, perfect. And then we need to mutable members equals member slice. Okay, target, grab one from mutable members, filter it, put them in the channel. Perfect, because then we do want to reply.
Oh yes, Carl has brought up a good point. Can someone raise an issue, please, for this? If there's an odd number of participants, then we just need to add the extra person onto, I don't know, one channel at random. Or something, whatever's the easiest, or the first channel or the last channel, doesn't really matter. But yes, you're right. Everyone should go into a group channel.
Async. The timeout is duration times 60 times 1000 because we take duration as a minutes. Okay. For number of members, member voice set channel target name that channel.
And also, everyone, we need some GitHub actions just for the usual ones, the stale one, the all the other bits and pieces we do. So if people can raise issues for those actions that we have on Edibot and API and Link3 project, and then if people want to raise pull requests for those actions as well, most of them are copy and paste. We'll get you some Hacktoberfest labels on those.
So I assert it as a voice channel, but it doesn't think that it's a voice channel. It thinks it could be a text channel. So we're going to cast it as what voice channel? Is this async? This is async. And then after we move everybody, delete all of the new channels.
So after we move everybody back, yeah, delete all the channels again. Yep.
Okay. And let's update this to started a template literal. Started a breakout session with members length participants in
Nice.
duration. Nope, sorry. New channels length, rooms for duration, minutes. Okay, and this is a handler, so ESLint disable JSDoc require params. The params are typed on the interface, and instead we will module to create break out rooms, move members into those rooms, and move back after session is over and clean up rooms. What's it mad about?
Prathamesh, you made it, but you're at the end. You get to see all the fun stuff and not the struggles.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God, is this the one? This is the one. Okay, awesome.
And we are here, and we are going to hope this thing has the right permissions, because permissions are funky.
They are.
Voice breakout, and we are going to pick general, and we are going to say for 1 minute, and we are going to create 2 rooms.
So therefore we should go in each of them. You got moved, I didn't. Interesting,
Okay.
but you got moved, which is great. Okay, so it's working.
Oh. That's why your filter doesn't work.
Why?
Because filter doesn't mutate.
Oh no, it returns. Yes, it returns. It doesn't mutate. You're right.
I'd rather mutate than reassign, so I'm going to go back to.
You could reassign it to itself. That's
Not
kind
as
of
a const. I'd have to redeclare it as a let.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's what I would prefer. I would do it as a let and do that, but I don't mind. Awesome. Thanks for the support, Prathamesh. Yeah, watch it. 1.5 speed. Nice.
Okay, so we're going to stop the bot. We're going to hop back into here. We're going to delete breakout.
Yeah.
1. Members length is 2 divided by size is 1. That's why it stopped. I think it errored out in there somewhere. Okay. npm run build. npm start. And voice breakout from general for 1 minute with 2 rooms.
Oh, we went in the same room.
Oh, because I said 2 room, or 2 sizes. Yeah, size is the number of rooms. Why did it?
So yeah, because we should put us in separate rooms.
No, size is the number of people in rooms, not the number of rooms.
Okay, that's fine. So that's okay.
That's it'll calculate the number of rooms automatically.
Perfect.
Size is the maximum number of people in a single room. So if we hang out for a minute,
we should see it move back.
See it move us back and delete this channel.
Awesome. And then and we can test it with an odd number. Maybe we can invite Carl to it as well afterwards, and we can test that all 3 of us should go into a single chat.
That logic isn't there. It'll fill the room
and then move on to the next one.
Move to the next one. Move to the next one, and then it'll
got you.
Everybody else goes into the last room.
Okay, that's fine.
Which is fine. We can move people around as needed.
Yeah, you've done the hard work. Okay, and it's moved us back. Yes.
Back. Okay, so now let's do
awesome.
Voice breakout from general, duration 1 minute, size is 1.
And we get 1 each. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. I was just thinking someone can raise the issue, reset command, because then, for example, actually, no, we don't need to reset. Nothing should break because, if the timeout breaks, for whatever reason, the app gets restarted, it won't bring us back when the timer runs out. So if there could be a reset one to someone could raise the issue to then delete bring everyone back and delete all the rooms. If something goes wrong, we can just hit reset.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard. So the command would take, I hope someone's taking notes for an issue. The
Yeah,
command
hope so.
would
It is.
take a single channel option. That channel option would be where you want everybody to move to. And then
Okay.
it should fetch the channel list for the guild, iterate through that list, identify voice channels, determine if the voice channel starts with Breakout. If it does, delete it.
Perfect.
Before deleting it, detect the members in that channel and move them to target.
Perfect.
Hey, look, we're back.
Awesome. Oh, wow, this is so cool. Can't wait to use this tomorrow. This is amazing.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully someone's going to raise the issue because I would like to work on that so I can get familiar more with the code rather than just chatting as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what? I'm going to break it.
No, I broke it. I was working on my old branch.
But that's so cool.
Yes.
That is freaking awesome. Nick, what you've done in an hour and 45 on a live stream, which also, I've distracted you when we've chatted about other things as well and so forth. So is freaking awesome. I need to go create a token for in my what do you call it? Maybe I'll do that after the stream. I'll immediately do it after the stream, clone it, check it all works for me, and then therefore I can work on it. And I'll need lots of volunteers probably tomorrow as I test it before the community call. Hitesh says doing this will take a week for you. I probably wouldn't even get this far. I'll get distracted too much on notifications and get stuck a lot as well. I think I got stuck when I was having a quick play with this. I think I got stuck on like the permission side. I wasn't using slash commands, or was I? No, I was using slash commands. So yes, it's going to be an interesting community call. I'll do a mention in Discord about it tomorrow, about the new plan, what we're doing, all the rest. But I won't mention it on socials until next time, just in case we have any technical issues. I don't want it to be such a huge amount of people. So we'll keep it lowish key for tomorrow. And then next time we'll go guns blazing. We'll get all the community partners involved. It'll be a big event.
I did not.
Carl, yeah, I'm happy to Gitpodify it today if you're happy, or we could do it tomorrow on another live stream as well. Entirely up to you, Carl. Whatever you prefer. Or we could just do it on a call tomorrow, on a Discord call as well. It doesn't have to be a live stream. So actually, yeah, either if you're okay to do it today, we'll do it today on the live stream. I can send you an invite. You can come on, or we can do it on a Discord call tomorrow. Just when I'll be working on this tomorrow. You can jump on a call. Others can join on a Discord call. So not a call like one-to-one, you and me, as in like a voice channel. I can share my screen, and you can take us through it there. So you want to do it today? Okay, we'll do that today then. Awesome. I can.
All right, PR is shipped if you want to look at it.
Let's do it. Let me bring my screen up. Okay, this is my screen.
I will create another PR.
Another PR. Nick is fast. Okay, so let's go to pull request. And we should have a look actually at the logo that got created, the avatar for the bot. Hi people, just created this. I don't like avatars or logos that kind of have people in it. So I always find it super hard to make it inclusive. So that's why I prefer like having the rabbit or something like that. I would suggest, if this looks good, but I would suggest if you could do something based on our avatar that we've got at the moment, which is in our branding repo. So we have a mascot already. So if you could do something based on this, I think this would probably tie in a lot better. We could always use one of the avatars that we have. So I don't think we've used all of them. So for the networking one, it could be something like this. We have a few, and we could get more created as well.
What am I looking for? Oh, this is what I'm looking for.
looks great. Probably best to use something related to our existing community avatar. We need to keep it on brand. Okay, so now let's go to the pull requests. Nick has created one. Breakout command. This is just, freaking awesome. Let's have a look. So 3 files. Nick has gone from the hello world to having it create the channels, move people to the channels, wait some time, and move people back, which I think is amazing. Is this code from the live stream in the description link? No, not yet, because we had just created the repo on the live stream. So it is not, but I can share it in the chat as well. There we go. So we didn't have a link before the live stream.
There, I made you another pull request.
Another one. Okay, told you Nick's fast. So this is the voice command. This is what Nick has done. So let's have a quick look. I need to get familiar with this. So set name voice, okay. Voice commands. So that's the main command, and then you've got the sub commands, right? So you've got breakout, and then that has options with channel. So we could have a reset one as well. And then would you do this with the reset, just so I can understand? Could you do this as a separate file and still add it as a sub command, or would it have to be in the same file? Okay.
Same file.
Oh, in the switch, yeah.
Why I do the switch and pull the logic out, so that really you have the command file that holds primarily the data for building the command, and then all of the logic is in a module.
Yeah, perfect. Subcommands handle breakout. Nice. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. This looks good. I have another question. I like 4 eaches. Any reason why you use a 4?
So that I had a number to use, because I'm not iterating through.
Oh yes, you're not iterating through the objects. Yes.
I'm counting. I don't have something that I can for each.
Got you. That's true. Makes sense. Okay. Looks good. And then you've got the random value. Okay. So let me just see. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, that's looks good to me. Let's get that approved. And let's squash it. It's a feature. Breakout command. I'll leave it as 13, which should automatically match the pull request. Done. Next one. Add workflows. Oh, is this the GitHub Actions? Nick's already on it.
Yep.
Awesome. Node CI. Look at this. This is how easy it is to add GitHub Actions and add so much value to people's projects. So one suggestion is to pin it to the live chat. Oh, good call. I didn't think about that. Hey, Ashwin. Awesome to have you here. So this is Node CI. Okay. So this is, I guess I'm going to build it. Let's have a look. It's going to check out the code. It's going to install it. It's going to run lint. It's going to run build and run the tests. Perfect. Love that. Always good to check that. That looks good. Let's get that merged. Squash and merge. Here we go.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Okay. Very, very cool. Well, I'm sure Nick must be exhausted by doing all that. That was so good. I do need to add to the README as well. So people do add stuff to the README and get those pull requests in, and I can look at those as well.
Hey, there was an issue for implementing GitHub Actions.
There was. Did they mention which actions? Make actions like from that. Okay, so there's still some other ones. We can still keep this open because there's still some other actions that we will want. Let's add Carl. Carl, are you still keen to come up and do Gitpod? Nick, is there anything else you want to go through? I think it's a good place to end there, as it's been like 2 hours for you.
Yeah, that was a good run. I mean,
really good run. Wow.
I could build out the reset functionality, but I don't know if anyone else wants to have a play.
I would like to have a play, but if you really want to do it, I also don't mind.
I mean, I could just do it so that it's there, but the goal was to have something that we could use tomorrow, and I think we
Yeah,
can use this tomorrow. So
I agree. I agree. We can definitely use this tomorrow. Let me send an invite to Carl and Gitpod, and we can all see this as well. So let me take my screen off for the moment, just in case. I don't know what I chat about. I'm sure it's fine. I'm going to find Carl. Carl, here we go. Carl, I'm DMing you on the live stream. And wow, while we're doing that, let me share my screen again and also bring up Nick's profile so we can make sure you all go follow Nick. Nick is now at 407. I can't wait to see that to be 500. So all go follow Nick on GitHub and see the awesome open source contributions that Nick is doing. And Carl is here. Carl, awesome to have you here.
Hey.
And Hitesh is saying, finally, I know how to do a Gitpodifier project. Yeah, I want to see it as well. So I know there's like things you can change in URL and you can add some config, but I'd love to see the professionals do it. And Carl is definitely a professional on this. So
sure, so
awesome.
I can start sharing my screen.
Yeah, do it. I'm super excited. And feel free to bring up the documentation from Gitpod so you can show people where they can, if you know where it is, like so they can know where to look for it and stuff as well.
Sure.
Carl, as I say, is Gitpod evangelist. Yeah, but it has changed the way I do pull requests. It really has. Really has made that so much easier now. Really awesome. Oh, Carl is sharing. Let me know when you want me to bring it up, Carl, and I will bring it up for you. Okay, it is up.
So yeah, that's the issue I already opened a few minutes ago. And
awesome.
If you have your Gitpod extension in your browser, you can just hit Gitpod, and then it spins up your pod, and already checks out a branch for your issue with conventional naming.
Oh, what does Gitpod do? Emma, great question. I'll let Carl explain. My one-line sentence is it's like code spaces, but more like throwaway. So that's why I love it for PRs, because I can just get a whole environment set up in seconds and then just throw it away for the next PR, which I love. But I'll let Carl explain it in the technical, like proper term.
It's called an ephemeral cloud development environment, which means you actually spin up a new dev environment for every task you do. So if you work on an issue, you finish your issue, you just throw your instance away, and when working on the next one, you just spin up a new one. That's probably it. It's a bit like code spaces, so yeah, it's all browser based. You can do stuff like Docker. It's everything in the cloud, so you don't need a powerful machine, for example, to work with containers when you need a database, for example. And it supports nearly every programming language. So we are using Node. So let's check. I think the new / commands are requiring Node 16. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Nick.
That's correct.
So let's just check. Yeah, okay. Node 16 is the current pre-installed Node version, so we don't have to add a custom Node version.
Okay.
So what we can do now is just type Gitpod GP with abbreviation for Gitpod init, and it spins up a gitpod.yaml file for us, which is pre-filled for us. We just need to adjust it a bit. So we don't need to open a port. The ports which are specified in this list here are, for example, when developing a front-end application which runs on port 3000. So the port 3000 URL gets displayed as an inline browser, for example. So you have your preview immediately open, but the bot isn't providing us a preview. So I think we can just leave this out.
So do you just do you comment it out or delete it? Yes, okay. So it's not
I just
not needed.
deleted. Yeah.
And just to add a note for people who don't have the plugin installed, because I don't use Chrome for my GitHub, then what I would recommend doing is you can just prepend the URL. Is that correct,
Exactly.
Carl?
What you would do is HTTPS gitpod.io / and then a hash, and then just hit enter.
So you keep everything else exactly the same. You don't, amend the GitHub URL. Keep it exactly the same, and
Exactly.
it will create it for you, which is just
And
freaking
now
awesome.
it tells me that I already opened
Nice.
a pod for this issue. So yeah, I can just go back.
Okay, awesome.
So what we can do now is we are having tasks. These are the actual steps which are getting called when doing the pre-build and starting up the and booting the pod. The init command is run when running the pre-build, and command is run when the pod is spin up, and you can see your instance. So what we can do now for the pre-build is just call npm install. I think that's
CI.
everything. Oh yeah, so we don't pollute our package log. Now I need to take a look at the package JSON, because the command now will actually be the thing which gets executed when we see the pod. So yeah, probably the dev server. We are having.
There isn't a dev one.
Build
You
and
have
start.
to build and then start. Yeah.
Okay. I think we can do the build on the.
Or
on
you
the
could make a
rebuild.
new command in package
So,
JSON and combine them into one.
Not want to start this project when the pod loads, because I have to provide environment variables for it to work.
Yes.
True. You're right. So yeah, then it's probably just npm install we do during the pre-build, and
then maybe run the build command.
This won't work without the
yes,
value.
That's true.
The build will work. The start will not. You can't run the project. You can build it.
Okay.
Can we already build it on the server during the pre-build? I think yes.
I think so, because it's the start command that loads in the configuration. Thinking about it now, in the package JSON, it's -r then the end file. So yeah, I think we can run the build as well. Yeah.
So, and on startup we probably won't do anything. It needs to be manual then.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah, Nick's right.
Okay, then we can just delete this. Then to add
although, if I can throw a spanner in the works for an idea, not for now, I did see, if I remember correctly, in Gitpod that you can set environment variables in your account. So therefore, if there was an environment variable in the account, then we could maybe do something like that to make it easier if someone's always developing on the same project over and over. Yeah, exactly. So you could do something like that as an idea for the future.
Yeah,
We won't do it for now.
That's possible. Yeah, definitely. The second thing I'd probably do to Gitpodify the project would be to add the pre-build itself. There you can just go to the documentations from Gitpod and just copy the whole block from here.
And what's the pre-build for? If we can explain to people what it is.
The pre-build runs the steps we specified in the init task on the server. So whenever a branch gets pushed, a pull request gets opened, a pull request from a fork gets opened, the pre-builds are run, and which speeds up the actual process of spinning up the pod, because the node modules will be already there, for example, because we specified it needs to be CI, because the npm CI already run on the server. Do you get what I mean? I hope so.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's interesting. Okay, awesome.
So, and I'm a fan here of setting this to true. That's the batch in the pull request comment.
I use that all the time, so that's perfect. Yeah, I just hit that button every time.
And I delete the comments. What we could do now is add some extensions which are useful, but I think the VS Code TypeScript support is good enough. So I think we don't need a separate extension.
Could you give some examples? Are these like VS Code extensions that you can add?
Exactly. You have your extension tab here, like VS Code Local, but it's the OpenVSX marketplace. So there aren't all extensions because VS Code also provides some
proprietary.
Exactly. Thank you.
But I'm laughing, not at you, at me, because you said the word ephemeral before, but I purposely avoided it as a temporary because I can't say that word. Ephemeral, that's the one. And you say it so well, so I'm laughing, thinking, "Oh my god, you said it better than me before." I still can't say it. So nice one.
So yes, what you potentially do, for example, to pre-install the bracket pair colorizer, for example, you need the identifier from here.
Okay.
Just
could you add one? Yeah, add it to the project. I think, and then people could add others later, like GitLens.
VS Code, then extensions, and then just paste inside the brackets. And now the bracket pair colorizer would be pre-installed if you spin up your Gitpod instance.
Nice.
But yeah, that's a quite nice feature. For example, if you in the API project, for example, we are using ASCII-Doc. Which isn't supported out of the box from VS Code, so you need an extension to get IntelliSense and code highlightings. And there, for example, I used this feature to already pre-install the ASCII-Doc extension.
Got you. Okay, nice. I'll add some more later. Yes, I would say leave that there, and then I will probably add, or other people can add like GitLens and some other ones as well because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's if you just search here in the sidebar, these are for your personal account. So every pod I open for myself, these are the pre-installed ones. I have my default theme, the prettier, for example. These are just for you. And the ones specified in the gitpod.yaml file are pre-installed for everybody who opens or spins up the instance from the repo the gitpod YAML file is in.
Got you. Nice.
I think that's it already.
Nice.
What we could do now is
awesome.
That's probably a step I like to do is add a custom Docker image. Because let me check which NPM version is currently pre-installed. Okay, it's 8. A few weeks ago, it was I think NPM 7, which was the old log file version. So when installing,
NPM 6 is the old log file version.
Oh yeah,
7 and
right.
NPM 8 both use log file too.
Yeah, then it was 6 because I ran into issues that the log file 1 that there were always some warning messages because I think log file 2 is compatible with a log file 1, which probably makes sense. But I wanted to get rid of the warnings that there needs to be created a new log file or whatever. So what you could do is add a custom Docker file, for example, and then run the npm update inside the Docker file, which is used during the pre-build to make sure you always have the latest node version, the latest npm version, or whatever.
Okay, so as this is as is now, it will work, but you're saying you can customize it further if people want using a Docker file.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or for example, I had a try with the curl project, for example.
Okay.
And the curl project had some very specific dependencies which weren't pre-installed in the Gitpod Docker file.
Got you.
So I needed to install them, and I did this in the custom Docker file.
Did you add it then to the curl project?
No, I wasn't confident enough.
What? You got it working and then you didn't do it.
Yes.
Oh, you should do it.
I got it working. That's right.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Even with pre-builds.
That's really, really awesome. It really, I think it helps lower the barrier to entry for other people to contribute to projects. I think it's such a good idea to add it. I'm sure well, I can't think of the founder's name, the creator's name, but I'm sure he would appreciate having Gitpod added to it. Actually, I have the video coming out soon of the live stream, like the cut down version. I got down to I think 25 minutes or something like that, the discussion. So, yeah. Okay, so how can we test this now? So now what do we do?
So now I just save this.
Oh, you removed the extensions. You're not going to leave it in?
Do you think we need? I can leave it in. It's no
leave
problem.
it in. It's fine.
So yeah, you see, I'm now on a custom branch already, which Gitpod created for me.
Okay.
So I can just type the usual git commands.
Create the branch for you already. Nice.
And then just hope I have the permissions to.
Oh
directly...
no, I can add. Let me add you. 1 sec. I can add you to it.
Otherwise, I would have to push it to my fork and then open the pull request from there.
Okay, you've been added. It should, I think, do you have to accept it? Sorry, try now. Did that work? Okay, try one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So now if we go back, just create the pull request. It closes.
And it knew all your credentials for GitHub. Is that because you set that up on your account? But I guess we log in with GitHub, don't we, to Gitpod?
Exactly. I think it's integrations here,
Okay,
and now I
you.
can.
Ah, we see. Got you.
Does it support GPG signing yet?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think there's a workaround to make this work. I never tested it, to be honest, but I think there's an open issue for this, which has quite a few comments already, and yeah, there seems to be a workaround to get verified commits.
Got you. Okay, I'll have to give that a go and test it out.
So yeah, what I did here was init Gitpod integration with. So now now we can see the Gitpod application we added to Edibot, to EdiHub community, to the org, realized that there's a gitpod.yaml file and triggered the prebuild. So now we probably should wait a few seconds.
That's awesome. So there's no GitHub action to add that. Is that because you were saying we've added it to the organization already?
Exactly. There's let me have a look if there needs to be something in the documentation.
Prathamesh says, I have signed off commits on Gitpod. Awesome, Prathamesh. Great to know. I will have to give that a go tomorrow. So,
exactly.
cool.
There's this GitHub application, and you can just add this to your org or to your personal account. Okay. Yeah, I added it to mine to my account as well. I'm not sure if I have the permissions to add it to EdiHub community, but
I think I added it already though.
Exactly.
I think it's done already because I think you mentioned it before, and it said, do you want to select your repos or do it for all repos? And I did it for all because I wanted new repos to be covered by it as well, rather than having to go and add those repos each time. So awesome. So that looks like it's done. Nick's already approved it. Awesome. Hopefully we've got to see some issues rising, which is good. So hopefully people have raised issues for the idea as well. So
now I stop my workspace, close it, and forget about it. And if I just go back here now, hit details, for example, it's checking. Maybe the pre-build is still in progress. No, it isn't. And now it says loading pre-build because the dependencies and the build is already done.
That's awesome.
So yeah, node modules are there, and the prod folder is also created already.
Nice. And the pull request is just finished building completely. So let me give it a merge.
And now the extension specified in the gitpod.yaml file should also be installed. But maybe you can have a look at your browser because or with your account, because I installed it by default for my account, that it always gets set up. So we probably don't see a difference to before.
Got you. Okay. I can do that. No problem. Let me test it out. I've done nothing. My Gitpod is very vanilla. So I can bring up my screen if you want. Here's the project. I've merged it in. So that's cool. And I can put it in the URL, or we can add a badge to the README. So I might just add a badge to README. And will it just be the URL that you use? HTTPS gitpod.io/hash.
Yeah,
and with that,
exactly.
And how did you get the badge? Do you know? Is there like a markdown thing?
Yeah, exactly. That's it's a markdown link with an image. The open in Gitpod thing. You can I think you can copy it from the issue.
From the other project. Oh yeah, from the
pull request, and just change the URL it calls.
Good idea. Let's do that. Let me just paste that so I don't lose that from my clipboard. I think we have one here. Here you go. Opening Gitpod. Opening Gitpod. Perfect. And we can just
exactly. And now you just need to adjust the URL it calls.
Perfect. So let's do that.
I think you have GitHub instead of Gitpod, don't you?
Oh, what did I do? Gitpod. Thank you. Good spot. See, that's what good pair programming is like.
HTTPS, please.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, what's wrong with me today? Yes, okay. We're good. I think I got it now. Third time lucky from me. You can see I'm need lots of help. Okay, so Gitpod badge in README.
Everyone cover your eyes while Eddie commits directly to main.
Yes. Don't look. Nobody look. Okay, so if I click on that, it's going to go. Let's see what extensions I have and see how it looks. Third time's a charm. Thanks, Hitesh. Yeah, third time's good for me. Usually it's like 30th time.
Oh, probably the pre-build for the main branch isn't finished yet because we just committed it from the pull request. I'm not sure. Maybe it's... Otherwise, it will run in the terminal now.
Okay. Oh, an unexpected error. Okay, I haven't seen that one before. WebSocket closed. That sounds like it's something in my browser. I'm using Safari, but I've never had a problem with Safari before.
Yeah,
I just reloaded. It's fine. Oh, do you want to open the workspace in VS Code Desktop? Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. I haven't tried that yet. I'll try that another time.
Yeah, and if you go to your extensions now, there should probably be the bracket pair colorizer installed.
Yep. There
and
it
is.
Nice. That's so cool. And Git Lens is already it's recommended, not installed. So who wants a pull request? We need, if you can add Git Lenses to that, I think that'd be pretty cool as well. And that is in the Gitpod file. Super cool. So you made that look very, very easy. What is something like the curl project? I guess that's a lot harder for you. So was that one of the hardest things? Like, I'm just trying to understand, like, how hard can it get? Because that, now seeing it, that looks really straightforward now that you've shown it. So is one of the hardest things customizing the Docker file?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think the curl project wasn't that easy because I actually don't have a clue of C. I don't know anything about it. I just run the steps mentioned in the contributing file and put it to Gitpod. The hardest thing there was to install the dependencies and then run the commands properly.
Okay.
But yeah, I think for someone who's a pro in programming with C, this would probably also be straightforward.
Okay, that's good to know. Awesome. That is so cool. And so now we've got that there. That's amazing. Very, very cool. I like that. Okay, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours. So I just want to say a big shout out to everyone who's still awake, who's still here, and a big shout out to Carl and Nick. Nick did an amazing 2 hours. So I do want all of you to go follow Nick on GitHub, and then we'll bring up Carl's as well too. So I do really appreciate it. I learned so much on this live stream. Wow, I'm super excited. I don't even want to go have dinner. I want to kind of carry on geeking out, but I should go eat because I'm making so many mistakes already. But do go follow Carl on GitHub as well. So 407, my goal is to get Nick to 500 in the next few weeks, and Carl's 117. We'll get Carl to 150 or 200 in the next couple of weeks as well. Super excited to do that. I hope you all enjoyed, not this project. We didn't work on the API project. We worked, I've closed it now. Eddie, that's not very good. Eddie Hub, not link free. We called it Discord bot. So yes, this is the project. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed working on it. I thought this was epic. We need to add some stuff for the README. I will have a go. And I had so much fun. I hope you both had fun today. Nick, are you still awake though? Thank you so much for 2 hours. Awesome. And Carl,
that was a blast.
That was, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed the new Discord commands as well, how that works. And Carl, it's 8:30 for you almost?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Well, everyone have a great weekend. I hope you have a good weekend. Remember our community call tomorrow, and we're going to be using this bot, which is going to be super exciting. I think it's a good place to end. Okay, remember to get some rest, everyone, and also do some contributions to open source. Yeah, I'd have dinner, the mistakes I'm making. Yeah, absolutely, and get some rest. I'll do that now. Everyone, bye. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all tomorrow in the community call. I'm not going to bring up the timer.
Everyone.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, any last words from Nick and Carl? Sorry, I didn't give you a chance to say any last words.
Yeah, just see you in the Discord all.
Yes. Awesome.